like that. We should keep that. That was fun.
Hello and welcome to Points of Interest. I am John, and with me is the south to my north, Jerrod. Say hello, Jerrod.
Hello, Jerrod.
So the point of the show is kind of that doesn't have a point. It's just the things that we feel like we want to talk about, and you have no input whatsoever because we're not live.
Not at all. Thank you for your questions that you never asked.
Yeah, so I think that we can just get right into this. So we'll start off with memes and meme culture.
Always a hot topic these days.
So I think that most of the audience that would probably watch this vary in the memes. Nobody that will watch the show would call them memes, probably.
No,
unless they're being
highly doubtful.
Unless they're being ironic about it.
I'd like to start by going into the history of memes, since this is the first time we've ever done this and we're discussing memes. Do you remember the first time that you heard the word meme?
I think it would have been around the time that, like, the Trollolol.
Oh yeah, Trollolol guy.
Trollolol guy.
Yeah.
The Jackie Chan.
Yeah, see, that was
memes.
the good old days when memes didn't have political reference whatsoever.
Or super subliminal messages.
Right. What was it? The angry face dude and all the comic drawings.
Or what was it? The dude with the backwards hat?
Yeah, Scumbag Steve.
Scumbag Steve, yep.
Yeah. See, these were the early days of memes, back before I ever heard of what meme was. And then I remember I saw I think it was a College Humor video about Know Your Meme. And I was extremely confused. Like, what is a meme? I think it was like 3 or 4 years of me just like reblogging and reposting like pictures of stuff that I found funny.
Yeah, because you know what? Now that you mention it, I don't think that there was any... It wasn't called anything specific. I was just like images on the internet of... I mean, and almost all of them were reactionary. And
very much so.
And not like their own content.
But nowadays, you fast forward 10 or 11 years, and memes are their own like subculture within a culture outside of a newsstand.
And how long has Facebook been around? Because I was pretty late to the party.
I was pretty late too. I got on Facebook in 2009, and it had already been going a couple of years.
Dude, 2011 was when I joined Facebook.
Yeah,
I was 17.
After me.
I was 17 years old.
I remember we just used to poke each other back and forth and have poke wars for like months on end.
Nowadays, it's funny that you say that because I remember doing that too. And now when somebody pokes me, I'm like, ooh.
I mean, but you poke them back. You have to.
Well,
the rules.
Unless it's somebody that's,
Unless it's Big Booty ISIS.
Big Booty, that's right. Like Ahmadjad Dinah and it's a picture of a white girl.
Yeah, Ahmadjad Nicki Minaj.
Yep, that one. And you're like, oh, who is this? Click post below to see my nude videos. And you're like,
I was gonna say, you never clicked, did you?
No. That's a great way to...
Yeah, you wouldn't.
Yeah,
you'd never know what a meme is because your computer would have self-destructed.
Yeah, man, that would have taken me along with it. So, but nowadays, everything is either political. Well, some very good memes are centered on current events.
Extremely good memes are centered on current events. I mean, the ones we got going on now, based on all the World War III speculation, has led to some absolutely golden memes. So,
speaking of World War III memes, I saw a meme the other day that was like, it was like my face when I see a civilian post a World War III meme. My face when I see veterans or active duty military post World War III memes. It's like...
Yeah, absolutely.
I think who posts it is... It's kind of sad, but like who posts it matters.
True.
Like, you know what I mean? People that have no idea what it means to have like... embraced this suck.
Yeah. To really dig deep and suck today's dick.
That's right. Really dig deep and, stay till 1800.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Brother.
Never want to think about that ever again. Moving on.
So,
do you have a favorite meme from either in the past or the present? If you had to pick a meme, what would be your, top meme?
That's so tough.
There's a lot of them out there.
There are so many really, really good ones because... Right. There are favorite memes, and then there are favorite meme formats, right? So you look at like the The dude looking back and his girlfriend looking at him.
Well, that one's eternal.
That one's going to be going for a very, very long time. And we can tell our grandkids, I was there when that came out.
As are the SpongeBob memes. And the funny thing about SpongeBob memes is I never watched SpongeBob or was into it, and I still can get a good chuckle out of the memes.
Yes. And also, there's so many different SpongeBob meme formats.
Yeah, there's millions.
There's like...
He might be the most memed character of this decade. I think
he's like him and Kermit.
Top meme of the decade.
Him and Kermit.
Yeah.
For sure. I think like the hooded Sith Kermit meme format.
That's a classic.
Always solid. I mean, and then there are like people that are the center of memes. You have Harambe.
Yeah, I was gonna say for me it might have to be Harambe.
Harambe was the start.
Mm-hmm.
More recently, it's Jeffrey Epstein. It's Jeffrey Epstein. You have, I mean, obviously Donald Trump. Pretty much. So presidents are meme ammunition.
They truly are. Mm-hmm. Do you remember the time when memes went from just humor on the internet and to pushing agendas and like? You remember when that shift happened? Because I don't think it happened so much as it just like gradually took place over time, and then now everything is backed by an agenda.
It's kind of sad the way that's happened.
Yeah.
But there are some political memes that make me chuckle.
Oh, they're absolutely golden. That's why they work.
Yeah, like the Greta Thunberg memes. Oh man, a sympathetic figure if ever there was one.
All right, moving on. We've covered memes pretty deeply and heavily. We got
pretty thoroughly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking next we can go on to other entertainment options such as movies.
Movies, I love movies. There's a lot of movies out,
and it's a huge topic because everybody watches movies.
Especially opinionated when it comes to other movies as well. Like you and I both love Star Wars and
love it. Oh man, Star Wars fans.
I don't want to get too far into it because I know you somehow still haven't seen the new one yet.
No, I have not. And I was on vacation. I was on vacation when it came out, and we were so busy visiting family that we didn't really have a whole lot of time to go out and do stuff like that. But hopefully we'll be seeing it this coming week.
Right. So, top movies of the decade. I guess we can start this like a decade wrap up almost.
All right. Decade and rewind. So, huge fan of Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, how could you not be? Highest grossing film of all time, which is odd to say that we had in this decade the two highest grossing films of all time take place within 10 years of each other.
Oh,
Avatar and then Endgame, dethroning it there at the end. And I will say, if I had to pick one, I want to say it's Avatar.
As far as your favorite?
As far as favorites go, but honestly, it's not. It's Endgame.
So
because I'm more invested in Endgame and everything that it's
because
culminated
so much into. Of a build-up.
Whereas Avatar was its own standalone and it was truly magnificent. And the CGI at the time was, like groundbreaking. And I'm trying to imagine if we had, the first Avatar came out tomorrow, what the CGI would look like. And that was why it took so long to make Avatar, was because they were waiting for the CGI to catch up. And
also, fucking James Cameron, dude. James Cameron's the man.
What it touches turns to gold.
Yeah, turns to gold. Dude,
got that white touch.
Because, like, and I'll say this, I wasn't huge into Avatar. I really wasn't. It was also, like, confusing to me because I grew up watching The Last Airbender. So, like, when they came out with a movie called Avatar, I was like, what? And then there were blue people, and I was like, what's this? What is this?
Go on. Sorry. It's crippling alcoholism.
Hey, man. I feel it.
This episode brought to you by crippling alcoholism.
And also, not by Molson Canadian, but I'm going to throw a free plug in there anyway because...
Yeah, please don't sue us.
Yeah, don't sue us.
Anyways,
so. And don't sponsor us either because you're probably not going to love the content we put out.
Not really good.
We're...
Why are we saying this like they're ever going to see it? Moving on.
Yeah. So... I wasn't...
6 people are going to watch this. It's going to be us 2 times a piece.
3 times a piece? Oh, well, that would be 8.
Oh, okay. Yes, bad math. Math for Marines, not
math
something that I ever passed. Moving on.
So, anyway, wasn't the biggest fan of Avatar. Just because, I don't know, it wasn't really my cup of tea. I'm also really big on series. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's another thing probably with the decade is, like, this is the decade of series. Like,
well, you had the 70s, right? 70s and like early 80s for the Star Wars.
The
and
introduction of the trilogy, I guess.
Yeah. And I was interested in the whole, the reason, behind why he started with 4, 5, and 6. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't do it any differently now. They're perfect the way they are. And still to this day, even though the original series is several decades old, to this day, my favorite Star Wars movie is Empire Strikes Back.
It's magnificent. Yeah, that was a great one. I remember watching that one, the beginning of it. I would just watch it over and over because it was such a striking intro.
The Battle of Hoth.
Yeah, the Hoth battle.
The Hoth battle was so good. And
had it on VHS, and I remember just rewinding it, replaying it.
They had, Episode 5 had everything you would want, right? The Battle of Hoth, which is probably, I think, my favorite, landscape.
Right.
I
remember being blown away also by the fact that Luke just gets deboed by essentially a Yeti.
Oh yeah, the abominable snowman.
Yeah, that was cool. We're throwing Yetis in here now.
And then he finally showed that he could pull the he pulled the lightsaber out of the snow. You had Bespin, Cloud City. That's fucking cool.
Can we also go with the pull the lightsaber out of the snow throwback from the newest trilogy?
The Episode 7.
Yeah, Episode 7. They pulled it right out of the snow. I was like, I've seen that before.
Yeah, it's a nice callback.
Yeah,
it's a nice callback. And so, but not only did you have Cloud City, you had the introduction of one of my favorite characters, Lando Calrissian.
Yes, which hopefully we'll get a lot more of. Lando. I just want more Lando.
With Donald Glover.
Yeah.
Damn. Old childish Landino.
Yeah. Thanks. I hate it.
But yeah, dude, and then you finally had the reveal.
Yeah.
Dude.
Okay, can we discuss casting choices? Because I think from the original trilogy to the prequels, I think they did an excellent job as far as casting. A lot of people say that some of the casting choices were a little suspect for the prequels. But I think they did an excellent job, especially with Ewan McGregor, honestly.
Ewan McGregor,
about the perfect Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Well, it's hard to say because now that we have him, it's hard to imagine anybody different being him.
True.
But there are people you definitely can't have as Obi-Wan. There are people I don't know, say Benedict Cumberbatch as Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Right, it doesn't fit.
No. You can't. And Ewan McGregor had brought the perfect amount of snarkiness and sarcasm to Obi-Wan. Right?
But also calm.
And also calm. And I think he did a great great follow-up to Alec Guinness.
I do as well, and I think they had a striking resemblance as well. You can see Ewan McGregor growing into being old Alec Guinness.
Yeah, and I think that, fingers crossed, that's what we're going to get even more so with this hopefully Obi-Wan show for Disney+.
It's been 20 years since the prequels came out as well. So.
Almost, yeah. Almost.
No almost about it. It's been 20 years. Late 90s, bud.
2000.
Late 90s.
No. Okay, no. So 1999 was Phantom Menace. Right?
Oh, I'm just saying.
I'm saying since the last one. Okay. Right?
Fair enough.
And you're gonna. I'm pretty sure. I want to say it's gonna be taking place during his exile on Tatooine, the new show.
Right, which would be great because Tatooine's full of danger. So.
It is. And two sons. Fuck that anyway. Fuck that already.
Yeah, it's hot enough here. I can
Yeah,
only imagine
already.
2 sons.
Tatooine's twin sons.
I was going to say 29 Palms, we affectionately called Tatooine, but 2 sons? Whew. Yeah, I would have gone AWOL.
Sandstorms, Sarlacc pits, huts, criminals.
Yeah, no trimmers though.
No graboids. No graboids. No ass blasters. None of that. That's cool though.
Okay,
but
we beat this to death because we focused on one movie pretty much the whole time. But let's move on.
Let's move on.
All right, next on the docket. What can we talk about?
Well, we can talk about a subject that we both are very, very passionate about: music.
Alcohol. Oh, music. Yeah.
Okay.
Music.
Well, you know.
Cheers to music.
Cheers to music.
Yeah. All right. Moving on.
And alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
So, music is probably even a bigger subject than movies for the two of us.
Yeah, because we never ever shut up about it, and it's extremely annoying to everyone but us.
But us. It's true. And I think that we have a similar enough taste in music to talk about it, but also a different enough taste in music to be able to put each other on to new stuff.
Right,
because
that's the important thing too, is broadening horizons a little bit.
And there's always so much more. There's always so much new music to listen to, which is like the perfect thing about it is that music will never stop until the eventual heat death of the universe.
Can't wait.
We're not going to be around for that.
I know. It's too bad. Anyways,
I just said death, and I just said death, and you were like, I'm on board.
You know, sometimes it's extremely enticing.
Millennial humor is
dark.
But music. So,
all right. So your new bands. What bands are you on right now that you just can't stop listening to?
Dude, they're not new, but I've always really liked Volbeat.
Okay. They did just put out some new music, so that's why. Yeah.
August was their last album they put out, and the song that I showed you, "The Die to Live," with the lead singer from Clutch, Neil Fallon.
Yeah, that was magnificent.
Dude, it was probably the first one I've heard with they had sax, they had piano, perfect song. But also newer band, I've been listening to The Who, and not the old Who.
Who is that, you would say?
Not the Eminence Front Who, but Mongolian throat singers.
Yeah, which is a talent that not many people possess. It's just about the most difficult form of singing on the planet, I believe.
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
And these dudes do it. That's it. That's all they do.
Yeah, well, because I watched a review video of some of their stuff after I had discovered them.
Right.
And there were a couple vocal coaches that did reactions to their songs, and they were like, let me try it.
That's about the most accurate description of what everyone sounds like trying to do it.
Yeah, and so, it is extremely difficult, but I found myself so fascinated with, not only the songs themselves, but, their videos, the aesthetics of their videos are super interesting. They're all, based on war and stuff like that, which is Mongolia, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah, it's a history of war.
Yeah, but also their instruments are nuts looking.
Mm-hmm.
They're crazy. And now that I think they've gained a pretty big following here in the States, actually, which is probably why that they've recently put out songs that they've already done, but they've added verses and stuff with Jacoby Shaddix from Papa Roach, and they did one with the whole band of From Ashes to New. Mm-hmm. They did You.
So basically, it's only a matter of time before they're performing with Bryn and Yuri.
You know what? Shut up and take my money.
I mean, I have good ideas sometimes. If I were the person in charge of booking that, I would happily book it, but it's not up to me.
No, but, oh man, that'd be nuts, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. There's a lot of money I would pay. Actually, I don't have a lot of money, but I would, in theory, give a lot to see that. Okay, so how about myself? I've been listening to Ripe nonstop since I discovered them this summer.
You showed me Ripe, and I'm a really big fan.
Ripe has everything I like in songs. It's got brass. It's got great vocals. It's got
funky guitar riffs.
Super funky guitar riffs. Nice slapping bass.
If I had to describe your primary music taste in 2 words, it's brass and funk.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, and plus anybody who has can hit high notes really well, but can also sing in a folky almost type voice.
Yeah, anyone that's got I like a powerful voice. Obviously, anybody with a powerful voice, just resonates. People like Ranieri.
Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, Freddie Mercury, all those guys, because they can hit those high notes, but when they settle into their easier vocal range,
right?
The power behind their voices.
So, who's your favorite vocalist of all time?
Okay, it's Freddie Mercury, obviously.
It is Freddie.
He's the god of music as far as vocals are concerned.
So he is, and I will say he's probably the most talented vocalist of all time. But my favorite vocalist of all time, singers wise, is probably Sinatra.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that too.
I
love
love
Sinatra's.
yeah, man.
I wasn't even thinking in that vein, but yeah, Sinatra's got an excellent voice, and another voice I really like that never gets any attention because he's not a vocalist.
Seth MacFarlane?
No, but yes, but no. I was going to say John Mayer. John Mayer's actually got a really nice voice, but he's known not for his voice, but for his
guitar playing.
Sick shredding.
So, dude, I gotta tell you, I think the best John Mayer like riff I've ever heard was not electric guitar; it was acoustic guitar, and it was the live version, the introduction to the song "Neon."
Oh, that's a great song,
dude. In the live version intro, it's so good.
Yeah, there's little.
If any of you don't know it, look up the live version of his song "Neon" and listen to the acoustic intro too.
Honestly, any live version of his songs are usually better than the studio recorded versions.
Yep. So, because John Mayer, this is how good John Mayer is a guitar. So he was doing a concert with Eric Clapton,
which is awesome.
Yeah, and they were going back and forth, and John Mayer started playing a lead, and Eric Clapton was like,
"Yeah, if you can stump Eric Clapton,
you're kind of the shit, dude."
Yeah, like that's you've elevated yourself to another level, which he has.
He's nuts. His fingerstyle acoustic
John
guitar
Mayer gets slept on and made fun of a lot, but
you know what?
Boy, that dude can shred.
You know what? Fuck it. Shout out to John Mayer.
Yeah, thanks, John, for your music. If you want to pay me to do this all day, I will, but you won't.
Yeah, well, shame, really, but what are you gonna do?
Oh yeah, and we were just talking about this yesterday. That video I saw of the Polynesian metal group, Shepherd's Reign.
Oh, Shepherd's Reign? Yeah.
I just want to give them a shout out. Shepherd's Reign. Keep doing
shout
what
out to
you're
Shepherd's
doing.
Reign.
They don't have nearly enough followers on YouTube. Or
they've got like 3.4K.
Yeah, and
I think that's it.
They've got some more listens on Spotify, but really it's like not nearly as high as it should be.
They're man.
They very much remind me of Avenged Sevenfold.
Avenged Sevenfold, who look like professional wrestlers.
Yeah.
But also, their hair, man,
magnificent. I'd love to see those guys like perform on stage. I bet they just have a blast.
Oh, dude, I want to see like the Shepherd's Reign guys, lead singer him, and Claudio Sanchez of Coheed and Cambria. The two of them together, if their hair would just take up the whole stage.
Oh God, leave some room for the instruments, but yeah. So those guys are fantastic. Their music's it's some seriously
good shit, and they have really good covers. They've got a bunch of good original stuff. Their most recent song, Limanu, is they do basically a haka in the beginning of the song for the intro.
Yeah, apparently. So I saw the video that got posted, and it was like somebody had posted it trying to make fun of them because some Polynesian person posted the video attempting to troll them because metal's not a thing over there. People don't really listen to metal,
and everybody's like, "Shut the fuck up, dude! This is awesome."
Yeah, it's more like a chill, relaxed culture apparently. But these guys shirked the horse shit and decided to go metal, and so somebody tried to troll them, and it's only making their fan base go up.
Oh, and also I was on their YouTube page, and most of their other videos are like 10,000 views, like 10,000, 15,000, 12,000. Limanu has 118,000 views already.
Outstanding. See, this is what happens when you troll people with talent.
That's right. And and if hakas aren't the hypest shit in the fucking world.
Yeah, so I grew up in Texas playing football, high school football down there, and some of the high school football teams would perform hakas before games.
If that's not the most intimidating fucking thing, you're like, they're gonna murder us. We're not even gonna play football.
We're gonna kill you and eat you.
Yeah. So is there a reason why those guys have spears?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So and they're all extremely intimidating. I mean, the New Zealand All Blacks, they've been doing it for all time.
Forever
since they started playing the sport.
Yeah, and rugby. I think that
which I would like to say is probably why they're so damn good. I want to just attest it all to the haka, but it's not. Those dudes are super huge and talented.
Yeah, and it's hard. It's hard to play good football when you've already shit your pants.
Hard to run, you know?
Hard to run with the runs, you know what I mean?
Oh, boy. Diarrhea jokes. This is what we've gotten to. We're down to shit jokes, ladies and gentlemen. All right, moving on, because that just ruined that whole segment. So
this show is Not
trash.
exactly. Well, you know.
Sorry, the people on the show are trash.
That is correct. That's correct.
God, it's self-deprecating. Self-burn.
Self-burn. Those are rare. Those are. So this show's not exactly scripted, but I had a guideline for it, and we kind of followed it, sort of.
Yeah.
But also, I don't have anything else after what I did, so maybe if we want to...
And on a shit joke? Yeah, that's good.
Oh, I was going to say improvise a little.
Oh, yeah.
If we wanted to get a little bit more content in.
Yeah, let's waste their time some more. If you're still watching by now, well played. Go ahead.
Yeah, good for you.
Improvise.
Okay. So, you and I are both really big fans of good puns. We act like we aren't when they're said, but that's the point, right?
Yeah. Any good pun is supposed to be shunned.
Yeah, it is. If you do a pun and somebody doesn't say, "Get the fuck out of my house, please," you didn't say
it wasn't nearly as good as it could have been.
No. There's and it's, you can't just like be like, I'm gonna make a pun right now. It's very much on the spot. You're like,
yeah, it has to flow naturally.
It has to be organic.
If you force it, it's bad.
Yeah, it has to be organic.
It doesn't work out that really well. You're in luck because you're going to be a dad soon, and so they're just going to flow out of you like a fountain.
Yeah, you know, that's, speaking of which, that's fucking terrifying, by the way.
Yeah, congratulations on embarking on that journey without me.
You know,
I'm so sorry.
It's, you know, it's okay.
They had a box of diapers delivered today. I get to carry that inside. A whole box. It's like this big of shit receptacles. Yeah. Human diarrhea.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
So, I don't fucking have anything else. I don't know. Do you have anything else?
Not really, other than I wish you well on your journey into fatherhood.
Thank you, sir.
You have had a little bit of practice with your two demons, which are currently not being demons. It's
one
pretty
is
impressive.
sleeping over there, and the other one is...
It's actually scarier that he's not within sight or earshot.
Because you never know what he might be plotting.
Right, yeah. He's definitely... I mean, he's not peeing on me. I don't know what he's doing.
He's up to no good somewhere.
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh, and he, just like he knew.
There he is.
All right, so this is as good a time as any to close out because he's about to come attack us. So thanks for joining us on this weird ride that we just decided to do out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was kind of a spur of the moment thing. We decided, well, we're bored, so why don't we, you know...
Talk to ourselves.
Talk to... yeah, talk to ourselves, basically.
Yeah.
So, anyway, thanks for watching. If you did. If you didn't, well, you're never going to know what you missed.